Japan's Shinobu Hoshino and England's Derek Byrne tied for the World Jumps Jockey Championship at Flemington today. Despite not being placed in either races, both jockeys gained enough points to share the prize at the end of the 8-race series.
Before today's 2 jumps races, any one of 5 jockeys could have taken the title. All 3 place-getters in the hurdle weren't tied in with the series, but the international jockeys bunched closer together on points. The Schweppes World Jumps Jockeys Championship was to end in a thriller in the Schweppes Novice Hurdle, the final race of the series, and there were plenty of thrills and spills. 4 fences into the steeple and 3 international jockeys came to grief.
Then came Lord of Oakbank. 4th, Welcome Tonic's gone. And a couple have gone over the top. 3 of them have come down. Welcome Tonic come down, Shock Treatment, and also Lord of Oakbank. So 3 horses.
The first 2 horses home in the steeple again weren't in the series. But England's Derek Byrne and Japan's Shinobu Hoshino gained enough minor points to tie for first place.
He's got me around safe and sound, so that's the main thing. He got me enough points like to take the title with Shinobu from Japan, so I'm happy at that anyhow.
Meanwhile in Brisbane, Shane Dye's freak run continued by taking out the Brisbane Cup on Shazora.
But look at her go, Shazora. She's putting a gap in them the last little bit, and Shazora's going to win the Cup. She's won it by 4 lengths. Lord Highbrow second, King Aussie third.
And the quaddie at Flemington today, 8, 3, 5 and 8, $316.40. The quad extra, 3, 14, 8 and 3, $592.15. The daily double, 3 and 8, $5.50. Extra double, 2 and 8, $12.75. A tremendous...
Shazora completed the O'Shake Stakes Brisbane Cup double, revelling in the heavy going at Eagle Farm to outstay her rivals. Shane Dye had the winning mount, riding on a stay of proceedings against a suspension.
250 metres to go. Shazora's gone to King Aussie and she's hit the front. At the 200, Shazora shot away from King Aussie, then Regal Cheddar. Lord Highbrow now into 3rd place, but look at her go, Shazora. She's putting a gap in them the last little bit, and Shazora's going to win the Cup. She's won it by 4 lengths. Lord Highbrow second, King Aussie third, then...
Shazora defied her critics who doubted her 2-mile ability to beat Lord Highbrow, who was second last year as well, with the Sydney Cup winner King Aussie third. The World Jumping Jockeys Championship finished in a draw between England's Derek Byrne and Japan's Shinobu Hoshino at Flemington today, even though neither could manage a place in the 2 races decided. The Clark brothers, Michael and Gary, each rode a double. First on the card was taken by Bula Natazi, who could have a very good future over the jumps, winning well at 13-2. The second won by Natural Wonder on protest over Hot Set. Mrs. Selleck a good run in 3rd place. Joe Pursuit led virtually all the way, breaking his maiden status in the steeplechase. The first of our replays, a close finish.
Light Show inside the 200, led Starlight Spirit finishing well. Light Show just has his head in front. Starlight Spirit, rare chance trying to reach him. It's Light Show by a neck. Light Show holding on. They hit the line, bobbing finish. Might be Light Show and no Starlight Spirit. 3rd rare chance, 2 lengths.
Photo went to Starlight Spirit by a short half head at 4-1. Black Blaze was never going to lose the 5th.
Black Blaze scoots by 3 lengths now to Bronze Knight. Finishing well, Cara 1 down the outside. Cameronic battling on. Black Blaze in front at the 100-metre mark. 3 lengths in front of Cara 1 going to second. And the favourite Black Blaze wins easily. Black Blaze first, Cara 1 second, Cameronic third.
He's now won 2 in a row since the removal of blinkers, scoring easily at 7-4. Race 6, the return of Zedagal.
It's Aspect Star taking the lead. Halls had to go for the whip on Zedagal. Then St Helena Stop the Silence finishing well. Zedagal and Aspect Star Stop the Silence over the top, racing a bit greenly. Zedagal grabbed by Stop the Silence, and Stop the Silence got up to beat Zedagal along neck. 3rd Aspect Star, St Helena.
A 6-kilo pull in the weights proved beyond Zedagal, who'll now be spelled again for the spring. Last of our replays, the stayers.
And now we hit the front at the 200 of Vendetta Bay. Tornich and Reputed trying to reach Anawa, who broke away at the 100 by 2 lengths now. He's pulled the whip Anawa to keep it going, and it's got it well won from Tornich and Vendetta Bay. Anawa easily. Tornich second, Vendetta Bay third.
A highly impressive win by the 4's equal favourite Anawa over Tornich and Vendetta Bay, and it was an equally impressive win by Trapine Queen in the last at 6s over Amy's Wish and Paradise Princess. The daily double, 3 and 8, paid $5.50. Extra 2 and 8, $12.75. Quaddie paid $316.40 for 8, 3, 5, 8. And the quad extra, $592.15. And that's all in sport tonight, Mary.
Win or lose, it would have been a beautiful day at the races today.
Delightful, yeah.
Races from Brisbane coming up in a moment, including the Brisbane Cup. But we were talking about cricket during Sports World's Greatest Hits. And John Alexander, how does Sir Richard Hadley sound to you?
Well, it sounds very dignified. He'd better quit like he's promised, because otherwise, if he keeps playing, the other team members would never call him Sir Richard, would they?
No, they certainly wouldn't. I guess it conjures up lots of things you could call him. But
You're out, Sir Richard.
But he has been a great player, and he has been knighted this week, and the world record holder joins an elite group of players who have been knighted. Have a look at this for a list. Hobbs, Hutton, Bradman, Worrell, Sobers and now Hadley. And they're the only six cricketers who have been knighted directly involved with cricket, and Hadley is the first one to have been knighted whilst he's still playing the game. So he's in illustrious company there.
Yeah, world record holder.
Yeah, 419 I think he's up to. What about in tennis? There's Sir Norman Brooks. There's been a few others, haven't there?
Yeah, there's been a few OBEs. John Newcombe got the Order of the Bent Elbow. Bill Bowring.
I reckon.
Wendy Turnbull.
Yeah, Newcombe OBE. Yeah, I think he might have earned it.
How appropriate. Yes. You got tennis elbow that way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of New Zealanders and Richard Hadley, the New Zealanders maintained a tradition last Monday when a tough little mare who's got nothing to do with Richard, Shazora, won the Brisbane Cup. It was her first test over the demanding 3,200 metres journey, but at the end of the race she was running away from the veteran Lord Highbrow and the heavily backed favourite King Aussie, who'd won the Sydney Cup. Shazora is Kiwi owned and trained and was ridden by Shane Dye, who had a tension-filled few days leading up to the Cup, which is one of the highlights of Brisbane's winter racing carnival.
It had been a few days that Shane Dye would have preferred to forget. After receiving a stay of proceedings to ride at the Stradbroke Brisbane Cup meetings, he was quickly embroiled in further controversy as Solar Circle was scratched from Saturday's derby. Come Monday, Dye's four-day roller coaster ride was about to hit another high as they jumped in the Brisbane Cup. He avoided early interference as crewman Spirit dislodged Peter Losh in the first 800 metres. The horse was fortunately restrained before he could race back headlong into the field. And then, on a wet, shifting Eagle Farm surface, Dye took control as he and Shazora dashed away from the Cup field. Shot away from King Aussie, then Regal Cheddar. Lord Highbrow now into third place, but look at her go, Shazora. She's putting a gap in them the last little bit, and Shazora's going to win the Cup. She's won it by 4 lengths. Dye was elated. The victory and a cool 30,000 in riding fees helped erase the bitter memories of the previous few days.
I was getting a bit worried for a while because I haven't had much luck with Solar Circle and Prince Trialia on Saturday, but it's all worthwhile now.
A lot of people worried that she wouldn't get the 3,200 metres.
They said that to me, but Ross Elliott said that she would, the jockey that normally rides her, and I rode her quietly to get at the trip, and she really ran a very strong 3,200 metres here today.
Monday's other big one, the Castlemaine Stakes, finally produced a local winner to break the southern and Kiwi dominance of the big winter carnival races. Chimes Ann revelled in the conditions, and the Toowoomba Colt is now headed for a shot at the WS Cox Plate. And here comes Chimes Ann. He's joining in with a great run on the outside, and he exploded away from them. 250 metres to go. Chimes Ann scooted clear, 3 in front. Marine Drive on the outside. The Guida, Shot of Comfort making up ground, but Chimes Ann is clear with 100 metres to go. Marine Drive into second place, and then Derrico. Chimes Am in front, drawing to the line. Chimes Am beat Marine Drive.
Yes, Chimes Am, they're winning the $325,000 Castlemaine, a Group 1. Now, we looked to yesterday in Queensland. That's where the action still is in racing. And trainer Noel Kelly is going to spend a few restless days deciding whether to start the Stradbroke Handicap winner Plush Embassy in next Saturday's $400,000 4X Cup. Now, yesterday, Plush Embassy came so close to retaining his impeccable Brisbane record, losing the Lennon's Hotel Handicap to protest to Don't Play. Kelly must now decide if Plush Embassy can stay the 2,020 metres of the 4X Cup.
3 horses were scratched, including Ansett Cup winner Rechabite, apparently giving Plush Embassy a mortgage on the race. Although punters rallied to local galloper Count Andre after his narrow second to Eye of the Sky on a heavy track at Eagle Farm last start. Plush Embassy was aiming for his 3rd straight win in Brisbane. Trainer Noel Kelly, 5 out of 5 for this winter carnival assault. It all seemed to be going to plan as Plush Embassy used a little petrol to hit the front early, but then Gary Murphy relaxed the big grey to prepare for his usual fighting finish. In front of Count Andre. Munt's getting anxious now on Count Andre coming after Plush Embassy, but he'll want to get going. Don't Play on the outside coming after the pair of them. Don't Play coming after Plush Embassy. Plush Embassy a length and a half in front. Slowly but surely, Don't Play getting to him. Plush Embassy just in front. Don't Play lunged. No. Plush Embassy just held on. The punters were headed for the queue. Plush Embassy had prevailed in another driving finish. Neil Williams, though, on Don't Play had other ideas. He fired in a protest as soon as the result was announced, alleging interference at the 1400-metre mark on the first turn. Race replays showed Don't Play had been inconvenienced. Stewards agreed and took little time in reversing the placings. It was a welcome change of luck for Williams, who'd been involved in a heavy fall on Don't Play early in the Winter Carnival.
I think the last time I rode a winner, JC played fullback for Jerusalem, so it was well welcomed.
And this one, a little bit ironical too, because Don't Play was the horse you fell on in the Tourist Ministers' Cup.
Yes, 3 broken ribs and a month out, so it was good to be back in the winner's circle.
What now? There's still a bit of the Winter Carnival left, and there's still a bit of money left.
Yeah, well, he's. I think Nolly's got him in the cup, so we'll just hope for the best.
The Cup is next week's $400,000 Weight for Age 4X Cup, although Noel Kelly will leave his decision on Plush Embassy until later in the week.
I questioned Gary about him, and Gary's trying to think he'd better the blinkers off. He didn't see that horse coming. How do you see him coming? He said he'd have won easier than what he did. So I've got to think about that.
He's a great fighter, isn't he?
He's a very good horse. It's unfortunate he's had to lose in a protest, particularly 1,400 metres from home.
Now, what about the extra distance of the 4X Cup? I know you're still undecided, but another 400 metres, can you get that?
I really don't know. That's why I've got to go home and think about it. I just can't make any answers or make any decisions on that just now.
So check your guides on Friday morning and see if Plush Embassy's in that 4X Cup. Still on racing, finally. Last Monday, the International Jumping Jockeys Championship concluded at Flemington in Victoria, and it ended in a tie between Japan and England. Ireland was in third place, just 2 points away. The series was very successful. It began in Adelaide, it travelled to country South Australia, Mount Gambier, then to Victoria, then on to Tasmania and back to Melbourne. And it was excellent to see all the international riders with their different styles out here in Australia. We'll take a break on Sports World, and coming up shortly, netball and outrigging canoeing.